Welcome back, everybody, to another hilarious time here at Cooperative Conversations, Dark Souls 2. I need to think of a catchier intro, don't you think?
Oh, who needs some sort of intro gimmick? We get by on quality here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of quality, Dark Souls 2, huh?
Yeah? Yep. Quality video game, this.
So we have destroyed two primal lords, the Lost Sinner and the Old Iron King. Spoiler, there are two left.
Yes. Rule of fours?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about that one.
Well, there's a lot to think about. I'm taking a trip through some spooky woods right now. We're gonna meet a new character. Carrying a familiar sword.
Have you business with me? The way under is all blocked up, you see, by this god-awful statue. Heavens above! Who thought it a good idea to put it there? Oof, I'm in quite the pickle now. See that statue? Gives me the willies. You stare at it for long enough, it starts to look alive. It just doesn't seem quite right. There are no craftsmen round these parts. Hey, you don't think a real-life person was turned to stone, do you?
Oh, isn't this where I unpetrified that guy? It is.
Alright. Sir, your sword seems to be glowing. Something about it seems familiar. Like I've seen it before in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other games.
Sir, you are quite Scottish. Or trying to be, at least. Sir, are you aware there is no Scotland analogue in this setting?
YouTube, please do not yell at me.
Whoa!
Yeah, we got these weirdos.
Yeah, I was not expecting them to just sort of be hanging out behind these doors like that, but...
Yeah. Oh, it's a lady. No problem.
I've been petrified. Hard to speak. Give me a moment, please. I'm fine. I think. No. I'm fine. Really, I am. My name is Rosabeth. Thank you so much for rescuing me. Oh. Oh. You're that traveler. I still haven't thanked you. Well, I'm quite a hand at pyromancy. So perhaps you could consider this my thanks.
Is that pyromantic in nature?
I was attacked and turned to stone, I think. I owe you my life. If you had not come... Oh, I feel shameful wearing these rags. I hate to burden you further, as you've already saved my life. But just look at me. My clothes are in tatters. Do you have any clothing that you could spare?
Boy, do I.
I'll take anything. Whatever you don't need. I'm not particular when it comes to apparel. Anything at all will do. Just put it on the ground, and I'll change into it later.
Alright, let's play Dress Up. Let's see, one of those. And one of those. One of those. And one of these. That's gonna be a real good look.
I have my very own teacher. His name is Carillion of the Fold, a famed sorcerer in Melfia, our hometown.
Oh yeah,
Was
I met that guy.
fascinated by sorcery. And so, well, he's so unique, you see. When he set out for Drang Lake, I couldn't let him go alone. But we were separated. Quite early on, I'm afraid. I'm rather unskilled. My lord probably ditched me. But, oddly, I'm a fast learner when it comes to pyromancy. What we're fascinated by, and we're skilled at, are not always the same thing. Why can't I just focus on what I truly enjoy? Oh dear, I shouldn't be so choosy.
Yeah, not in this
Hardly
weird
my place.
post-apocalypse fantasy land.
I have my very... I'm rather...
Oh, damn it.
What? Oh, thanks.
Alright, what can we buy from Rosabeth? You can buy defense rings. Those are nice. You can buy defense boosting items. Pretty neat. And pyromancies. So yes, you can in fact get pyromancy pretty early if you get a fragrant branch of yore from the merchant hag.
Which I believe I did, but I didn't come here and free her.
Yeah. I forget. I think we've gotten a pyromancy flame by now. But yeah, you can pick up some things early here. And you use fire seeds to upgrade it, so you get these 3. It's... yeah, it's fine.
Thank you so much. I'm very happy for this gift. After I change into this, I'm heading for Metula.
Ooh, an Estus
I'm
flask
not
shard.
sure where I might find the Lord. But perhaps Metula is my best chance.
I mean, I could tell you where to find him. It's going to be the No Man's Wharf.
I'm going back to... I hope... Be safe.
Alright, so let's open the door. Skell, where are you right now?
I'm on the other side of said door, actually.
Alright, well. Oh no, we've been tricked. There's actually an ambush of many enemies. Well, that's fine. Alright, so... here's a bonfire. It's a pretty good bonfire. We're not gonna rest there, though. Otherwise it would just respawn all those enemies, which we don't want. Wonder what this chest did to get locked in jail like this.
Arrested for chest crimes.
Is that what they call them these days? Ah, so yes, here we have another sterling example of Dark Souls 2 architecture, which is that there's no way to get to the second floor of this thing other than jumping off of the top of the stairs. What is so difficult about just having a little platform?
But video game though must be challenging.
Yes, and that guy dropped a spear, which of course he did not carry. Must be in that horrible growth in his stomach. These are like sharks, and they just eat anything.
I mean, yeah, they look like they devour.
I don't particularly think there's anything in any of these cells. I think opening them is just kind of a way to make more work for yourself every time you come here. Oh, here's something.
I accidentally broke one of the doors.
That's fine.
That's
There is a human effigy if you need more of those.
Yep. Well, I did go and get that, along with, there was something else that dropped, too. Proud Knight Soul, which I used to buy the other rings.
Ah,
So
the
this-
Shaded Woods.
So this is the part where we summon one another?
Eventually, once we're able.
Oh, we're still not able.
Another sterling example of Dark Souls 2 enemy design, which is to just stunlock you. Just get stunlocked. So the Shaded Woods, notable here for being a featureless hallway. I guess it's not entirely featureless. You can see like this aqueduct, I guess it would be, with architecture like that.
They say shaded, but I'm not, like, everything's lit quite flatly.
Well, that's because this area was probably supposed to have more foliage and lighting applied to it before the game came out. But then, you know, that old story.
Yes, yes. One we've heard 1,000 times before.
It's amazing to think that, first of all, I've said this before, but how much worse than Dark Souls 1 this game looks. This game came out in 2014. Dark Souls 1 came out in, what, 2009, 2010?
Well, you know, if you believe the story about, oh, downgrades, which of course you would, there's evidence. But anyway, the thing about downgrading is that I'm sure that would have an effect on the art direction of the game. So, you know.
Yeah. It's also
Not
that
that
Bloodborne would come out in less than a year after this. This came out in either March or April of 2014. Bloodborne came out in February of 2015. And I know you've not played Bloodborne, but
I have not.
it's a very nice looking game.
I'm familiar with it, at the very least. It is very pretty. So, I'm not going to excuse the art direction in this game, because I feel like even with the intended lighting and extra foliage and what have you, that it would probably still be a silly video game cartoon show.
Most certainly.
But we won't know because we'll never get that original version that they first showed off in the demos.
We sure won't. And you'll have to excuse me while I attempt to recollect which direction you're actually supposed to go here.
Well, I found a bonfire, so...
Yeah, there's a bonfire. Oh, wait, I remember now. Because one
I
goes...
love bonfires.
Okay, so that way's... I think... we'll get back to you, Watcher. So you open up that bonfire. Another ring of life protection. That's very good. Alright.
Shaded woods, more like grey land. What the hell is that? Is that the Flexile Sentry?
It is. It is the Flexile Sentry.
Oh no. He's just here as a regular enemy, is he?
Now, you might think that this heralds like, oh, he's gonna be a normal enemy from now on, like a mini-boss. Nah. This is going to be the only time, I believe. Like, I'm speaking with confidence here. Maybe, like, there's a 1% chance I'm like 99% confident here. There's no other Flexile Sentry in the game, other than this one and the one in the No Man's Wharf. Dead Man's Wharf? The Wharf.
Well, he's dead now.
Good job. Proceed to that fallen, or this archway, with all the fallen rocks in front of it, and let's have a chat.
Whoa, hold on. I'm being ambushed. Alright, now we're good. So, fallen archway? Oh, truly. It is impassable. Impenetrable.
This is the way to the end of the game.
Is it?
Yes, this archway leads directly to the final area of the game.
Huh.
You cannot go here, and in fact must collect the 4 Primal Lord Souls, because you can't lift your leg up to your waist and step onto this perfectly even platform.
This is why we're killing the 4 great Primal Lords.
Yes.
So we don't have to climb what is effectively just a really high stair.
Yeah.
I mean, I can relate, right? Like,
Possibly.
that's goofy.
Ah, look. Following the somewhat hidden pathway. The Shrine of Winter. Shrine of Winter is somewhere we'll be fairly familiar with, and approaching the door says, "Seek mightier souls." That is, of course, the mighty souls, the primal souls, etc. We just talked about that. So yeah, the reason we can't just go is because our player character is a lazy fuck.
That's it's kind of sad, to be honest. So, we don't have footage of this, but remember when I first played the Ashes of Ariandel DLC for Dark Souls 3?
Uh-huh.
and I happened upon a wrought iron fence, and I laughed. I balked at the very idea that I had to take a big roundabout path to get past this fence that I personally could climb over.
Yeah.
This is lazier than that,
Yes.
right? Because like at least a fence is purpose built to keep people out.
Uh-huh.
That's just rocks. I climb over rocks all the time. I did it as a job for like 6 months.
Right.
But I guess I am wearing all this heavy armor.
I'm not. And of course, going the front way also is blocked by a door that talks to us. Produce the symbol of the king. So we can't do that yet either.
I want to talk to the talking door. There's a whole lot of nothing on this very long and winding path.
That's Dark Souls 2, huh?
Mm-hmm. Okay, produce the symbol of the king. You know, when you said talking door, I thought it was going to be one of those things where FromSoft actually uses their imagination to create a memorable encounter where a door would physically speak to me. And no, that's not the case.
Oh, look, it's this guy.
Wait, you dirty rat.
So I ask to you, Reckon, and I suppose the viewer as well. Remember the first time you encountered Alvina in the original Dark Souls?
Don't you scare me like that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were him.
Remember what a memorable encounter that was? This cat speaking in an antiquated tongue,
Bastard.
asking you a question in a bunch of double
Clothes round the
negatives.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna find him
Yeah.
and settle the score. Nobody insults me like
I mean, I guess this game has a talking cat too.
Yeah, but, Dark Souls 3 is nothing but bullshit fan service.
that. For the good of the world and for my
It's
own
foggy
honour.
here. Mayhap I shall rest at the
I won't
bonfire
let that
before
bastard live
proceeding.
another day.
I would suggest that course of action.
For the good of the... I won't.
Alright, nice to see you, Creighton. Alright, how far out do I have to be to put my soapstone down? Okay. Well, hello.
Hello.
Now let's get into the meat of the episode proper. I believe you had something you wanted to say.
Well, between the last time we spoke, I was having a look at this Royal Swordsman helm, I believe it is called.
Yeah.
I was having a real up-close look at it, and, well, at first I thought it was a sallet, which is why I was wearing it. Let me turn for you here. Oop,
You're,
bit
you're
difficult. There we go. So, at first I thought it was a sallet, right?
not... Uh-huh.
And then, you had like a Bevor sort of thing going on, but not really. And I looked at it closer, and it's not a sallet. It's a helmet, and then it's got like a faceplate buckled to it.
Yeah.
Like no helmet I have ever seen before.
Well,
And now I'm just confused and sad.
Oh, did I get rid of it? No, here it is. You could wear the Morian.
I could do that, and that is a fine helmet. But you see, I really like sallets, and I thought this was a sallet.
Ah.
And,
Need to wear a Morian and some tight black leather.
But yes, that's another thing I noticed where it's like the designers of this game really kind of don't understand a lot of the things that they're making, do they?
Go ahead onward.
Yeah.
So we're
it's-
in, so we already had a spooky forest level.
Okay, but this is spookier because there's fog.
Right.
Oh, and it's making spooky noises too. I don't know where to go. Should I follow this like... Oh, never mind it, sort of.
You go where
No.
your heart commands.
Okay. Well, this path just ended, so we're doomed. Ooh, I see the outline of a figure. Fog. Excuse you? Oh, are we really doing this again? We're doing this twice now. Yes, I played Dark Souls 1.
But, you know, Dark Souls 3 is full of nothing but bullshit fan service.
Was shiny. Yeah, no. All it is just callbacks to the previous games.
Also, I know we talked about this just recently, but, like, this game does not look good.
No, it really doesn't.
Like, this is an area full of view fog, so you could go crazy with, like, weird effects and stuff, because, oh, you know, it's not going to be that demanding. But no. This is a totally barren floor. It's a texture of leaves. The trees are barely a dozen triangles each.
There isn't even grass. What is... Why?
No grass, no random foliage. Like, I might just reinstall Dark Souls 1 to fully illustrate how much better Dark Souls 1 had a forest level. And then, of course, less than a year later, Bloodborne comes out with what is hands down the best spooky forest in a video game.
I could agree to that. I have seen footage. So,
There's a chest here.
Yeah. So we've spoken a lot about video game design, yes?
Yeah.
And specifically level design, yes?
Mm-hmm.
So, there's no signposting in this area. I'm already lost. Like, I'm already turned around and I don't know which way is forward or back. It's very unclear which way I must go to progress. There are no landmarks by which I could navigate. Yes?
I'll help you out.
Yeah.
Oh.
And this isn't me... This isn't me being like, oh, I'm lost, this game is bad, right? It's just like, I'm sure I'll find my way around eventually, but good level design demands things like clear signposting, especially if you want to create like a foggy forest
Yeah.
for the player to navigate.
So I think there are a couple more items stashed around, but I know the easiest way to navigate is to just follow this area. Follow the rightmost chunk.
Like escaping a maze. So, to actually prove my point and to bring up the spooky forest from Dark Souls 1, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the spooky forest in Dark Souls 1 didn't have fog, yeah?
Correct.
They still felt the need to add clear signposting. They had the little glowing items. They had the flowers. Ooh. I'm probably going to die as well, actually. So yes, the Darkroot Garden and then the forest there beyond. It didn't have crazy fog to block your line of sight. It still had signposting. It had the little glowy items. It had landmarks like ponds, mushrooms, flowers. It was navigable because you could go, oh, I'm here, so I know where I am in relation to everywhere else, even if you got turned around. This area does not have that.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of work. What if we just made some lumpy terrain with the deformation tool, and then covered it in, like, perfectly impenetrable distance fog?
I mean, I guess.
Of invisible enemies in there.
Well, I mean, you know, you need to go to lunch early today, right?
That really does describe so much of this game.
I mean, maybe the Dark Souls 2 team didn't particularly care about their bonuses that year.
And look, we're out.
Yeah, that was thrilling.
Yeah, if you thought that was bad.
Oh, more broken bridges, my favorite. Where the hell are we?
Around, you know.
Oh, hey, look. Look, it's a bonfire.
Remember
cleverly concealed.
Remember in Dark Souls 1 where, like, in the woods in Darkroot, there was, like, old stone, and it was covered in, like, growth and vines and stuff. You can tell that they're going for something similar here, except all they've done is apply a ground texture to the stone.
It's moss. Everything is covered in moss.
Perfectly uniform, with no other detail.
So once again, the Dark Souls 2 team don't really understand how or why things are made. They've applied moss to every surface in this area, because moss grows on old things, right?
Yeah, of course.
It doesn't grow on specific patches of old things to, you know, escape sunlight or gather sunlight or collect moisture or... See, Dark Souls 1, they understood that. They only applied moss to the top of things.
Yep.
Like, this bridge has... Oh, no, it doesn't have moss on the underside.
No, it doesn't.
Well, there you go. Look at that, the one piece of level design.
Yeah,
this whole level.
But then the top of the ceiling here.
Yeah, no, the ceiling, the underside is covered in moss.
All right, Skull, you're the player here. You need to start.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm just taken aback by this perfect even coating of moss. I worked in land care, and like I worked with different plants for a very long time. So, what is that sound? What is happening?
Oh, you're getting cursed.
What is that? By what?
The pots. You should go forward and experience the rest of this level.
Alright, one moment, let me just, I have a ring that supposedly negates curse to an effect. Where is it? Curse bite ring. There we go. Look at that. Now it won't build up as fast. What is going on? What is this thing? What is this cartoon Wolfman?
You mentioned that there was a cat in the woods in Dark Souls 1, right?
Yeah.
Well, now there are cats in the woods.
Oh, he's just staring at us, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so the pots here, you can see this one.
Yeah. They build up curse as you...
Mm-hmm.
Lovely.
Yeah, these cat warriors are... They're just a pain in the ass. They have a lot of health. They have infinite poise.
Oh, infinite poise. We're already well past the point of just caring at all.
Yep. You can get their armor though, and it's fantastic. I really wish they brought it back in Dark Souls 3.
Does the armor give you the cool giant dreadlocks?
No.
Why am I still... Where's the curse coming from? Oh, Lord! Right. I'm just gonna wait patiently.
Come down here.
I'm going to petrify very soon if I... Okay.
Curse doesn't petrify you in this game.
Oh.
Look, don't you just need your giant empty barrels?
They don't even have anything in them.
No. It's where you keep your giant empty barrels. Stacked neatly in a row.
Okay. Alright. Who is using the barrels? What are they using them for? What is that? Why is there a man coming out of that scorpion?
Well, you got 2 parts of his name right out of 3, so I can tell you that's Man-Scorpion Tark.
No, that's Dwayne The Rock Johnson, reckon. And
graphics
the model
are about
is
the
about,
same.
yeah, it's about as good as the model in The Mummy Returns. Ooh, hello there. No, wait. Damn it. Why must this be so difficult? There we go. Oh, really? Okay.
That's what you get for using a weapon that's too big.
Oh wow, you could just up that, huh?
Wow, imagine if you could do the... You know, the Shrine of Winter exists. It's the same height. It is the same height.
Ooh, a dark scythe. Scythe. Is it scythe or scythe? I've never understood which is more grammatically correct.
I'm not a 14th century peasant. I don't need to know.
So let's fight Dwayne The Rock Johnson, guest starring in Dark Souls 2. I'm sure this will be a laugh riot.
Well, not quite.
Really? Really now? Okay, I want to be your best friend, buddy. Hello. Oh, you won't talk to me? Why? He won't. He's ignoring me.
Well,
Why
I'm
is he
sure
ignoring?
there's a way you can get him to talk to you. You know, talking about forests and Alvina, and how there's a cat in this game. Talking animals, huh?
So what, there's like an item or someone I have to talk to first, or... Oh, hello there, Golden Lion Man. I didn't know the Thundercats were in this game.
Scream and leap.
Oh.
Well,
Or that's probably a more appropriate reference.
I tried, but, well, see
Oh, I
if this
should
one...
probably... Ooh, a torch. Oh, that's right. Remember when torches were a mechanic?
Haven't had to use one since. Try this wall.
This wall?
Yeah. Now remember,
Nope.
you have to press A.
Oh, right. Because...
No?
No.
Okay.
Let's do that Doom thing.
I'm really glad I have that sound effect on hand.
No, it doesn't look like there's a false wall here. Oh look, it's a petrified cat man? I could use a fragrant branchior on him.
You could.
I shall release this cat man from his torment. Awaken.
So I can kill you.
Oh, really? He's not even grateful that I just saved him from petrification.
Nope.
That is rude, sir. Highly rude.
Isn't it just?
What a waste.
Well, it lets you go over here.
Okay, and I couldn't have, like, pushed him over or smashed him or something?
Well, that would have been disrespectful.
Right. These basilisks are much... Are they... They feel like they're smaller than the ones in the first game. Soul of Brave Warrior and a Twilight Herb.
I couldn't tell you.
I remember the basilisks being much larger in one.
I mean, there's that giant basilisk over the other way.
Yeah, I saw him. So we jumping this? I guess I am. Ooh. I made it. There's a blood stain. Alright, we'll do this the hard way. Okay, we're good. Black Knight Halberd. Really?
Yep. Because remember,
it-
you could fight the Black Knight with the halberd in Darkroot Basin.
Okay. So, first of all, the Black Knight Halberd was like the best PvE weapon in Dark Souls 1, right? Like
He was pretty darn good.
It was really good. Is it as good in this game?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, then they just give it to you in a chest. Of course they do. It's terrible.
I mean, it's pretty okay. I think I used it a little bit. Well, let's continue onward.
Onward. Onward is back the way we came, naturally.
Actually...
Oh, what? Do we
I don't
drop
know if
down?
you can jump this.
I feel like that would kill me.
It might.
The fall damage in this game is quite heinous. Let's find a new avenue of approach.
Yeah. One sec.
Oh no,
Don't go
no, wait.
anywhere.
You've got so much to live for, don't do it.
Ah, it's fine.
Really? So roll or jump or just
Equip
go?
your silver cat ring.
Ah, of course. Where is... I swear. Where did I put my silver cat ring? There it is. And away I go. Boop.
Easy.
Well, that was quite a thrilling experience, I must say. Alright then. What's this? What? Who is talking? Oh, it's someone's decapitated head.
Yep.
How are you selling me items? You're a head. No, explain. How?
What's wrong?
Like, how is he a merchant? How is he selling me things if he's just a head?
I don't see the problem.
Okay then. What's to stop me from just taking his wares? Also, part of the dialogue there, and obviously we'll hear it when we get to your side of things, yes. He says, I won't deign to ask regarding my purpose. Deign means to lower oneself to perform an act, yes?
Yeah.
So why would he choose to use that specific turn of phrase regarding me? What, does he think he's better than me? Is he better than me? Is
Maybe.
he some sort of noble? That it feels like an odd writing choice is all. Oh, we're back here again.
Yep. I don't
Wonderful.
really know how I can remember the route through that area, but I do have a lot of hours in this game.
You most certainly do. Alright, have I got my curse bite ring equipped? Yes, I do. Alright. This game is so odd, reckon. It's filled with so many questionable choices.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Well, speaking of questionable choices, let's fight this thing.
What?
Now, this
Why
will
is he
petrify
big?
you.
Oh, alright, well, hold on, I must retreat.
Oh, right, he
Moment.
also has a lot of damage.
He does the damage. So why are you big? What makes you special?
It's fine.
Petrified dragon bone. Oh look, more giant barrels. Oh, hello, Lion Man. Oh, I alerted him.
It's okay, I got the
didn't.
backstab.
I'm so confused, I reckon. And conflicted. Pharaoh's Lockstone, Salisbury. They are really handing those out in this later part of the game, aren't they?
They really do. There's a reason for that.
I'm gonna try and get that chest.
Oh no, I ruined the surprise.
Titanite chunk and a petrified dragon bone. That was worth it, actually. What's going on over here?
Oh, you know.
Say goodnight.
So, there's a little platform over here that's, like, somewhat disguised. Don't
And you could...
go down
Oh!
there.
You say that, and yet... Oh, that's bad. Okay, alright. You alright?
I'm fine.
Okay. I genuinely did not mean to fall down here. Okay,
Yeah, there's a door
let's,
here.
Is there? So there is. It's locked.
Oh, sure is. You need the Fang key. Why do I remember that? Why do I remember that you need the Fang key?
You probably spent a lot of time playing this game to try and understand why it was as terrible as it is.
Yeah. These pools are corrosive. They will break your armor, and quickly.
I see, but for why, though?
Because they wanted to bring back some stuff from Demon Souls.
Soul of a Brave Warrior and a Firebomb.
It looks like
There's
there's
a downward path.
Yeah. What's down there, do you think?
Nothing. There is nothing down there.
Oh,
It's
cool.
a dead end.
The illusion of choice.
This is...
Ah, look.
I shall examine thee and use my fragrant branch of yore. Surely to kill thee.
Third time's the charm.
Oh, there is the Fang key. I see. Can we go back, or have we locked ourselves away? Yeah, we have. Cool.
Isn't
I guess
it
we
great?
can loop around. Yeah,
Isn't it
this
so
is,
great?
This is so bad.
Look, it adds immersion because you can't just lift up your... Wait, no, that's the opposite of immersion.
So the further we get into this game, right, the more I become convinced that whatever team is responsible for the creation of this game was new to game design and making video games.
That would certainly explain a lot, wouldn't it?
It would. Oh, hello. You, giant bird lady. What are you doing here?
Oh shit.
Weren't giant bird people unique to the painted world? Why are
Well,
you just hanging
Skell,
out?
I'm glad you asked.
Okay. So, why are you locked in here? Who locked you in here? How did they lock you in here? Was it the cat people? Why did the cat people lock you in here? Is it because you're a bird? Don't cats eat birds? Are they cats in that way, or are they more sentient man than cat? Also, how are you here? Aren't you from the painted world? What's going on? Reckon, please start explaining before I ask more questions and hurt myself.
Because this calls back to, I don't know when the last time was I actually referenced it. I edited a lot of videos at once and it all kind of ran together. Yeah, so Dark Souls 2 takes place in the Painted World, part whatever the heck this is. In Dark Souls 1, you saw these crow people in the Painted World of Ariamis. So, the Painted World in Dark Souls 1 was home to some crow people. None of them were friendly. They all tried to murder you.
This land is peaceful. Its inhabitants kind.
This land is peaceful. Its inhabitants kind.
Yes. And Dark Souls 1 Painted World, of course, very snowy.
Mm-hmm.
This area in Dark Souls 2, not terribly snowy.
Mm-hmm. Another dead end. As you were saying.
So, obviously, Ornifex there is a little out of place for there to be, no snow here. But, what does this say about... What does this alone say about Dark Souls 2 being in the Painted World? Not a lot. It's enough to be a point that I brought up even before Dark Souls 3 came out. But then Dark Souls 3 came out. And...
here we go.
Dark Souls 3, in the Painted World DLC, it does in fact have crow people.
It does.
People crows, not to be confused with the very good song by King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard, People Vultures, are a recurring enemy type, and they do not only feature in the DLC, because they're also in the woods area. They are an enemy in the main game.
Although those are crow people of a different nature, I would argue, to the ones that appear in the Painted World, like in terms of the way they behave and look. But they are still bird people, and that seems to be a common thread.
Yeah.
For like the painted nonsense.
So before we go in here, because I have plenty to say about this boss fight. Spoilers, it's a boss fight. We're done with the area already.
That was... Really?
Yep.
Okay.
So
yes,
allow me to
people.
indulge. I'll put some infographics on the screen or something and just voice over this.
Alright.
The Painted World in Dark Souls 3 has... I can finally get into it. Has broken open. It has broken out of the painting and into the remnants of Anor Londo. That is why when you get to Anor Londo in Dark Souls 3, it is winter, it is snowy, it is the same kind of environment as you see in Dark Souls 1 Painted World. Also, Dark Souls 3, people have been coming out of the Painted World as supported by the first boss you fight, Vort. Vort was one of the Outriders sent out by Sullivan to scout the rest of the world once the barrier was finally down. This means that in Dark Souls 3, there is hard evidence of the Painted World becoming not a separate pocket dimension anymore. The Outrider Knights that you fight, those 3 or 4 mini-bosses that you find through the game, the Corvians in the woods, the Road of Sacrifices, and onward, and of course the Crow Knights in the Painted World. So, what was the Painted World for in Dark Souls 1?
It was to contain... It's implied that Priscilla was the thing that it was made to contain, but one could argue that it's just used to contain things in general, and Priscilla is one of those things, right?
Right. So specifically, the Painted World was painted to contain things deemed dangerous by the gods of Lordran. And yes, Priscilla was deemed dangerous. She was locked away. Now, the painting of the Painted World was held in a grand cathedral of sorts.
A very grand cathedral.
Very grand. And when you get to Anor Londo in Dark Souls 3, that cathedral no longer exists. It is gone. It's missing. In its place, however, is a much smaller church. A church that contains a tower atop which sits Company Captain Yorshka, another dragon lady amalgam, like Priscilla.
Yes, very similar. Fluffy, eyebrow spikes, head tentacles.
Yeah. So, it's theorized, and vaguely supported in Dark Souls 1, that Priscilla is possibly the child-ish of Seath and someone else. In his quest for finding immortality, he created Priscilla. And let's not even go into how Seath is the same character he was in Kingsfield. We already did that, though.
Ah, yes.
There's further evidence, and we are approaching an opportunity to get into it. So for now, let's drop that topic. Those in the comments, feel free, have your way with whatever nonsense you think, and let's go fight this perfectly original boss we've never seen before in our lives.
Ah, yes. Let me just re-equip my armor here. I had fun. Alright, so... let's fight this big dumb boss.
What do you think this boss is going to be?
We're in a forest. We just fought a bunch of cat people. What was the boss of Darkroot? It was a butterfly, I guess.
Yeah.
A Hydra, maybe? Maybe it's a Hydra? Or like some sort of giant ball cat? I don't know, let's find out. Oh, please tell me it's not just a giant tree. Oh, okay, never mind. It's a weird lady. Okay.
Oh, look, it's a topless lady with the body of some sort of bug.
Oh, no,
or
no.
specifically, an arachnid, because scorpions are arachnids.
Oh, really?
It's Scorpionus Nashka! Dark Souls 3 is nothing but bullshit fanservice.
But for why, though? Uh-oh. No, no, no. There we go. Alright. Also, Najka? Interesting name. Ooh. Ooh, that's intimidating.
And that's what it does.
I'm sure there are people who'd pay good money to go through what you just went through.
Oh, watch out. She's got sorcery.
Sorcery? Really?
Yep.
But that's like a weird... Okay.
Stand here.
Why does the... Alright, I'm standing here.
Like, I'm just gonna spoil this mechanic for you, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
There's a thing. There's a body in this tree.
Do we have to get her to hit it?
Yeah.
Alright. Right here.
She got me.
That's not the tree.
Whoa, golly. Let's see if I can hear that.
I can't seem to quite get her to strike the tree.
Yeah, don't get hit by that attack. Toxic is quite bad.
Ah,
There you
she
go.
did it.
Alright.
Alright, well,
Now
I need a
keep-
sippy though. Alright, there we go. I'll come grab the item.
Yeah, so she doesn't
Whoa.
have, like, any version of Quelaag's attacks.
No,
She
so
just
she's
has
got that going for her.
homing soul mass
Yeah,
and like physical attacks.
but that doesn't... Why does she know her homing soul mass? Why is she a sorceress?
That's the least of my questions regarding her.
I mean, why is she a weird scorpion bug lady?
Why are the tips of her stingers cartoon green? Is it to tell you that there's poison in there?
I think it's to tell you that there's poison in there. Farewell.
Goodbye. See you again in the same area in a few seconds. Tark.
Human, are we? This is no place for you. Be gone. Are you not afraid of me? Humans rarely come here. Those who do turn back when they see me, or make an attempt on my life. But you are different. We once had a master. He created us long, long ago. But he was born with a fatal flaw. He resented those who had what he lacked and became fully mired in hatred. Eventually, he drove himself mad. It was at the peak of this madness that he conjured up wee, strange creatures.
Oh, what was that, Man Scorpion Tark? You once had a master long ago who coveted something that he was born without that his fellows had, and he grew mad in the search for it. I wonder who in Dark Souls could be that person, Seath the Scaleless.
Our master was a tragically lonely soul. Eventually, his solitude eroded his very reason.
Oh, his solitude eroded his very reason?
Never understood what it was that he truly lacked.
So this is saying in no specific terms, you know, not willing to commit to anything related to the first game, but Man Scorpion Tark and Scorpioness Najka were creations of a mad scientist person character who, like he said, was born lacking something his peers had, which he resented them for.
And Seath the Scaleless betrayed his own.
And he locked himself away to try to search for it, but took to creating these weird hybrid things. I wonder if any of those would be considered dangerous and worthy of stashing in the painted world.
Nobody knows when we were
Oh,
born.
well, you know how it is.
Or where our master has gone.
Can't have those weird science experiments running
The only ones
loose.
to even speak a human tongue are myself and my better half.
Although he doesn't seem so dangerous, really.
I wish to ask a favor of you. I want you to kill my betrothed. Once, I always found her at my side. But as time went on, things went awry. She became violent, raging uncontrollably. Eventually, she came after me. We've been locked in combat ever since. We seem to be at a standstill. The wounds we exchange are never lethal. I was born of my master's madness. Perhaps this is some curse. I will be sure to assist you in return. The past is a distant fog. My name was Tark. That is all that I remember.
Ha ha ha.
You good?
Yep.
Hey, Ornifex. Put some pants on.
Thank you for helping.
Hold on, let's censor that. There we go.
I am Ornifex. I owe you some form of thanks, but have nothing for you at the moment. If it would not trouble you, could you visit my abode just down the way? Thank you, kind traveler. I believe that I can be of assistance if you would visit me at my home.
And look, you could just go over here. Found it!
Of course.
Homing Soul Mass.
Thank you, Dark Souls messages.
Ah, look how far this undead has wandered. And a very fit undead you are. A bit too alive, but with a darkish shadow. Yet still unprepared for a deeper dark. And like every undead, you have no future. Oh my, don't mind me. I'm just talking amongst myself. But if you find a need for a truer dark, then meet again. We shall. The dark is still nascent within you. May the dark shine your way.
So this guy, since obviously you can't hear his dialogue, he's all obsessed with the dark. And he's like, the dark, the dark, the dark, as if it were a proper noun. It's capitalized and all that.
That
would
thing.
You,
give it to me.
Would you be mad at me if I
Dark
said that was a reference to Kingsfield 4, the ancient city?
I wouldn't be mad, I just wouldn't understand what the hell you're talking about.
Okay. In Kingsfield 4...
Uh-oh.
Oh, good thing I'm right back by the bonfire.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep talking while you put your sign down. This is great. In Kingsfield 4, there is, near the end of the game, a very large stretch of a level where you keep finding these like tombstones or cairns or inscriptions, and it's talking about the dark. And I'm going to put some screenshots up here. But see all that about the dark. It doesn't have a whole lot to do with my theory, my ongoing theory, but it's just cool. If it is a reference, it's a neat one. It doesn't really do anything, so it's not like, oh, haha, this is a very secret message for the people who've played Kingsfield the Ancient City. But, you know, it's neat.
They need to re-release those games.
I would love a full Kingsfield series remaster, and I'd love a Kingsfield 5. I said it. I would love a Kingsfield 5. There's something just very... They're very simple games, right? Like, they're first-person dungeon crawlers, open world, contiguous worlds, and it's just the gameplay is very simple. You have an attack button, you have an attack meter, and if the meter fills all the way up, your attack does max damage. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You have magic. It's like different spells to find. It's a very simple execution of something, and it just feels nice to play. It doesn't demand a lot of you, but it's still very in-depth and fun for what it is. I would recommend it.
Plus, I'm told it has many similarities to the Dark Souls series in terms of discovery and exploration and all that good stuff. Oh, I see!
Yep. Kingsfield the Second, especially. So I mentioned this before, but we're in a bit of a Final Fantasy situation here. Kingsfield 1 was released in Japan only. There is an English fan patch available, all that. Kingsfield 2 was the first game that came over to the West, and it is called Kingsfield.
Ah, how lovely.
Kingsfield 3 in Japan was the second game released in the West, which means it's called Kingsfield 2.
Yep. It's good. This
And
is how
then
we should localize our products.
Kingsfield, the Ancient City, it's called the Ancient City in the West. It's called Kingsfield 4, the Ancient City, elsewhere.
Naturally. Wow, that was quick.
Also, take note, going back to a previous point, that she uses crystal sorceries. Who else used crystal sorceries? Oh, it was Seath.
Oh, well, at least there's an explanation for that then. I was quite baffled by it.
It's just like... It's not really that subtle of a nod, but it's certainly something that is very... They did so much to point you in Seath's direction for this, that it seems unlikely that it would be anything else.
Uh-oh.
Good work, everybody. I didn't bother with that tree over there because I don't care. It's you picked up the item. It's absolutely nothing.
It's a butterfly or something. I don't even know.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for your help. And that takes us to the end here. So I'll sign off, and we'll catch back up as we go through this spooky hallway.
Until next time.
Come to see Owl Gilligan, have ya? What? You're heading? Well, that's fine. You just... Fine then.